Welcome back, everybody. We are on Felsbrunn. Hopefully everybody's having or had a wonderful day. And we're gonna putz around on Felsbrunn for a little bit. Out of the 3 maps I built, this is the, or redesigned I should say. This is my favorite one. I'm just trying to check and see how my video feed here looks on my phone while I'm moving around a bit. Yeah, it is what it is for 360p, I guess. Okay, so what was I doing? I have a whole buttload of equipment somewhere here. Okay, so let's look at the map. Okay, so field 21 is cultivated, 22 is harvested, 19 and 18, no, not 19, 17 and 18 are meh. Okay, so, really? Now that needs plowed? Come on, bro. These things are killing me here. Alright, so let's get this started over, I guess. So this now needs to be plowed. I guess. It's nice that it needs plowed now and not before. So what does it need aside from plowing and weeded? Let's shut off the weeding. Let's shut off the plowing. Okay, so it's fertilized and it needs plowed and weeded. Alright, so we'll take this back to the farm. Baby. Take off the help window up there. Really don't need that up there. Right now, help window off. Minimize the map. Nope. So we got some new mods today. It's kind of cool-ish. That's what I was doing. I was putzing around over there with that the last time I was on here. Oh yeah. That's gonna stay there for now. Oh, cool. So this guy got rear-ended. Oh well, got really rear-ended. Wow. That's not really cool. Come on, come on. Oh boy, this video's starting out really good. There we go. We got it. Gotta love farm sim physics, man. Alright, so what was going on over here that those two got into it? Oh, okay, so that was plowing. And the cedar caught up to it. Okay, we're just gonna have to move that guy. You're in the way. 9. There we go. Okay. All better. Okay, so that's going to have to finish that field, and hopefully it'll go the right way. These weeds are driving me nuts. I think I'm going to turn off weeds. I mean, this is ridiculous. I don't even know what I have my time set at the moment. Real time. Cool. I'm plowing up pre-existing sown fields. It's even better. Good morning, Farmer Minn. How are you, my friend? Welcome to Felsbrunn. I'm gonna have to get this guy repositioned because he messed up. And we're almost out of seeds, so I should probably go fill that up. Did that pick that up? No. Oh, that's picking that up. Okay, come on. There we go. How was your Thursday there, Farmer Minn? Mine was alright. Work was nice and peaceful and quiet for a change. Steady, nothing crazy. Weekend plans, hopefully Saturday night I'll have that Sosnoka map set up and running right around 10:30 at night. I get home at 9 o'clock. Takes me a good half hour to, get situated, settled down. Anywhere between a half hour, 45 minutes. But I'm hoping to do something on that this weekend. And everybody who has Fs19 and the mods list that I have sent out to multiple people is more than welcome to join. What am I doing? I want to give everybody a fair shot, so I'm probably going to run shifts of me plus 5 people. That's if my phone can handle it. We'll have to see. My internet's off until pretty much further notice. Kind of in a bit of a pickle, but I'll get out of it. It just takes time. Finally feeling better. Betty's getting stripped Sunday and probably sold to the scrapyard on Monday. She is starting to cost way more money than what she's worth anymore, and I just can't afford the parts. Can't afford the parts, can't afford the insurance on 2 vehicles, so we're gonna put all of our attention and effort into the coffin, as I call it, our Jeep. Will do, Farmer Minn. But I can't complain about Betty. She's been a reliable Ford. I know there's a lot of people out there that'll argue with me on that, but for what I paid for the truck and for how long I've had her, I cannot argue with putting her out to pasture. I have a PayPal account. I don't have a link. I don't even remember how the hell to get into my account. I might have to set up a new one, but I don't know. Alright, let's see here. Nope, wrong button. Okay, so 22 and 21 need plowed. Awesome sauce. Gotta love it. Alright, do we have a sprayer? Well, that's that guy, so let's go get the sprayer. So I'm going to spray this field now. I don't think I'm going to plow this. I think I'm just going to seed it. This thing is kind of dorky with this, those skinny tires on it. Just trying to go with a New Holland theme on this one, but I don't know, I kind of like that Ideal Harvester. So we'll get this weeded. I don't know, maybe I'll plow it after I spray it. We'll see. What's next? I want to start getting chickens and whatnot on here too. So we have pretty much all the equipment we need. I don't know why I bought that little dinky Fent and cedar setup, but whatever. It'll work. Oh, we have to reset that. Oh, autosave's on. Gotta shut that off too. To answer your question, Farmerman, I don't know if you caught it in your live stream. I didn't have to actually Google who sang Phantom 309. GolfCart's more than welcome to join me, but I don't know if he's on here. My father and his father used to drive cross-country for CalArc Trucking way back in the day. And he used to listen to Red Sovine, or Sovine, however it's pronounced, all the time. He had an 8-track player that still worked when we were growing up as kids. And that's where I learned my taste for most of the music I listened to. Oh, no, GolfCart's not here. That was for me on the last episode I did. That's how long it's been since I've been on here. Now I gotta find it and reset it. I took a load of wood to the sawmill and I drove it off the cliff. It just seemed fitting. Oh, come on, reset it. Yes. Why is it still showing there? Maybe it's because I have that connected to it. Reset. Yes. Okay. Why won't it reset? Oh, because now it's unhooked. Okay. We'll get it there so way off the cliffs. There we go. At least I didn't have to pay for fuel. I don't think it was GolfCart's driving. I really think these mountains are magnetic, and they just kept drawing him to the to the cliffs and whatnot. See this? Now I'm stuck on a guardrail. I'm telling you, it's not. I don't think it's GolfCart's driving. I finally got my racing roosters on Ravenport. We finally got our shipment in from Jockey Inc. So we're gonna see what we can do with them. We're going this way, I think. I'm just gonna kind of leave this parked over here at the shop. I'm not gonna be doing too much for logging on this map, I don't think. What I did the last time, I think, was enough for a while. There we go. This thing's taking forever. Oh man, I thought I picked out a good tractor for this, but you know what? We're gonna go for a bigger New Holland, I think. This is just taking too long. Field's not gonna grow right. It's all gonna be mussed up. Oh, this thing's already making noise. Anybody else hear that rapping sound? Maybe it's just me. Hey, Rabbit Man, how are you? Figured I'd give some, a little bit of, love in the Fs19. I haven't been on, I've been giving 17 a lot of love here lately, so. Oh, we got back to 100. Not that I need any money, but whatever. Let's go buy a new tractor, something bigger. I could put a T9 on that. It'll handle it. I think I'm going to stick with New Holland. T8. Isn't that what I just sold? 350 horsepower. That's got less horsepower. Let's go bigger, go home here. Wow. This has changed a lot here. Fire extinguisher. Ooh. No bueno there, Rabbit Man. That's horrible. My sister's second ex-husband had to deal with that a lot. Eee. Need to take it easy there, Rabbit Man. Rest and relaxation. Hopefully this will hook up to that plow. I didn't look. This should have the power to finish this up quicker. So we'll see what happens there. Let's go check on this. Okay, that's done. We had a heat wave in Connecticut yesterday. It was a balmy 35-ish, 36 degrees. Prayers there, Rabbit Man. Hope everything comes out alright. Nope, always clicking the wrong freaking buttons here. Herbicide. There you go. I gotta tell you, it was a toss-up between this and Subnautica, and I was really leaning towards Subnautica tonight. That game I can just play and play and play and play, and there's always something new to mess around with. It's well worth the $30 it costs to buy it. The thing with that game is you actually have to take notes with it. Like, you need to have a pen and paper next to you to write stuff down, because if you don't, you'll just end up searching through your found items and PDAs and whatnot to try to, you know, find what you found earlier, and waste time and oxygen and energy, and it really grabs you. I think I already sprayed this. Let's double check here. 18 is sprayed, yes. Okay, good. So let's go over here. My family is doing very well, thank you, Mr. Rabbitman. I appreciate that. I hope likewise your family's doing just as well. And many prayers for you. Hopefully you get through what you're dealing with there. Well, they really hose you for worker cost here, don't they? Good afternoon, Mr. Aussie. How are you? Glad to hear that, sir. Kids are doing awesome. The missus and I are fighting the good fight to the best of our ability. Well, I wasn't raised to quit. And I do my best, and I try to do it the best way possible. Alright, so there's that weeded. Let's see how that T9's doing that I bought. Oh, he's chugging right along, so we can get this guy going again. I think I put lima beans in here. He left a comment on one of my older videos, and I made him a Smurf. That's what I keep trying to get you to do, but you won't do it. What am I doing here? Let's see. What did I put in this field? Make sure I'm on the right thing here. Oh, there we go. Did I really put oats in this field? I did. How did that get changed to that? There we go. Okay, so that's right. I was getting oats for the horses. That's what I was doing. We gotta get horses on here. I wouldn't call you silly, Mr. Aussie. Let's go put this away. That's one thing we didn't get to do this year, is go fishing with the boys. Those guys are so funny watching them watching the reaction on their face when they get a bite. There we go. Always sucks you gotta wait on the doctors to make a decision on that crap. Alright, let's see here. Go cultivate. No. Do I want to cultivate it, or does it need to be plowed? 22. Needs plowed, of course. I'm gonna have to get a bigger plow. This is ridiculous. So, shut that off. I guess we'll go a little blue here. What's the horsepower rating on this? I guess we'll go singles on this with weights. That kind of looks dorky. Yeah, that sounds about right. Took him a year to figure out my father had bladder cancer. Worst part of that was is even after he contracted a blood infection, they still wanted to do chemo and radiation therapy on the poor man. My mother had to threaten the surgeon with a lawyer to get him to cut his crap. He was already dying, and they wanted to still stick him into that crap. I guess we'll let that go and see what happens with it. This guy's catching up to that one. Cool. Yeah, that one's almost done. We're gonna get rid of that little. We're gonna get rid of that little dinky plow, and we're gonna go trade in that other cultivator, I think. This guy's cruising right along. Sweet. I love it. Hey, anybody else use this, what is this? This, Lemkin? I have Lemkin on YouTube. They put out some cool videos of them and Corone. I watch a lot of their equipment videos. They're pretty cool. Where is the cultivator? There it is. Okay, we're going to get rid of this cultivator. Yeah, I didn't use it too much on 17 because I think that was a mod on 17 if I'm not mistaken. And it seemed alright, but it had some quirks to it. That's for sure. We're going to trade this in for a disc harrow. Chemotherapy doesn't do anything but poison your body. Period. It was the one thing we all learned from watching him deal with that. It didn't do a damn bit of good, and when they tried they did a chemo / radiation mix on him as a test to see if it wouldn't make a bigger difference. It didn't do shit, for one, pardon my language. And all of a sudden afterwards, he was having a harder and harder time eating. And it got to the point where he couldn't keep anything down. He could only drink liquids. So by the time they said, okay, that's enough of that, we need to take your bladder out, when they cut him open to remove the bladder, they actually had to surgically separate his intestinal tract because the radiation had fused it together and it wasn't allowing anything to go through his system. So they spent 2.5 hours fixing his intestinal tract and then another 2 hours removing his bladder, when they could have just said, you know what, it's the bladder or it's nothing. And he should have just said, you know what, leave it be. But he wanted the best shot he could get, to stick around for us kids and his grandkids, and unfortunately it didn't pan out for him. We had him another 6 years after he was diagnosed, but that was it. That looks kind of pretty. 380 horsepower, I think that'll power it. So let's do that. Can I put a bigger engine in this? I don't know if I can. I don't know if I did. Customize. Ah, okay, so there's the highest horsepower. Oh, thank you, Rabbit Man. Much appreciated. Helper B is blocked by an object. Where's Helper B? Oh. Okay. Mexican standoff here. Okay, we're not going to watch that. That's painful. Let's see. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's been 7 years. And not a day goes by that we want, sometimes we wonder how long would he have lasted if he'd chosen not to deal with the chemo. Mom made each one of us swear that we would not try to even think about talking her into it if something like that were to happen to her. You know, it's one thing to see a cancer patient go through it and just know them. It's completely different to watch your parent or child or sibling, somebody else, somebody that close go through it. And it's, in the end, it's just not worth it. They end up suffering more from the treatment than they do from the damn disease. He did his damnedest not to let it get to him. He did. He wasn't going to let it, you know, get to him, but you think it would have. That's for sure. He didn't let it stop him. The only time it stopped him was right up to his last year. He couldn't function anymore. He was doing stuff he shouldn't have been. He was plowing the driveway when he shouldn't have even been driving, and we didn't find that out till till after he passed away. We realized the side of his Dodge was caved in on the bed, right behind the driver's door. He managed to get it hung up on a snowbank in the driveway, and just instead of just leaving it there and letting somebody else come get it, he managed to get it out, and then he finished doing what he was doing and then parked it. But the last thing he got to do at home was come home from the nursing home and see his living room after it was done being remodeled, which he would have done on his own if he'd have had the strength and the energy to do it. All right, Burgerman, take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you on the flip side. I don't want that plow. That plow's bad. It takes too long. I'll get rid of that. Yeah, it's rough. It is. Leave him there for a minute because I don't really need him yet. Go get this guy. Okay, so the oats are done. I don't own any more fields over here, I don't think. I thought I shut that off, damn. Ah. Stupid autosave. Alright. No, okay, there's no fields here anymore, so I only own 4 fields. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Zoom out a little bit here. You know what? I think I'm going to buy this group of, wow, the castle's $3 million? That's redunculous. Why isn't that just one? They could have made that one little piece. These are all separate too, right? Yeah, of course they are. Ooh, you know what? That's okay. I already bought the biogas plant. Good. Yeah, it's hard to say, Mrs. Aussie. I understand where you're coming from, but you know, it's half a dozen of one and one of the other, and like I said, he sure as hell didn't let it get him. He didn't let it stop him until he couldn't do anything anymore. So credit to him on that, but. He had the option to just live with a colostomy bag, which that was bad enough for him to begin with. He couldn't stand that thing, but it is what it is. And it wasn't actually what took him out was the blood infection he contracted from the treatments that he was receiving. I mean, the chemo did a number on his body, and 3 months before we actually lost him, he started to look normal again. His hair was coming back in. He was putting on weight because he was able to eat. Things had started to look up, and number 13 chemo treatment, guess what happens? He contracts a blood infection that ravaged his body within a matter of weeks. And by the time they caught it, it was way too late to do anything. I know I wouldn't want to deal with it, with the side effects. That's for damn sure. The good Lord's gonna take me. Let him take me. Yeah, sometimes doctors don't listen to DNRs. My mother's mother was diagnosed in her 70s with bone cancer, and she had medical issues, and she had to be admitted to the hospital because she was sitting in her chair and broke her hip. And my aunt was their caretaker, wrote on her admission papers, no codeine. Well, instead of reading her admission papers, they jacked her up on it and they killed her. And instead of saying, hey, we screwed up, they resuscitated her. And she literally sat in her living room like a bump on a log for the next year. So, I don't really have faith in the medical system. Or medical field. It's called the practice of medicine for a reason, I guess. That's just my opinion. Hey, 007. Your name is Jeff. My name is Joe. How are you? I figured this guy would have been a lot farther along, but whatever. Is that going to need... am I going to need lime? Doesn't look like it. I'm going to have to fertilize it, but I don't think it's going to need lime. That'd be awesome if it doesn't need lime. So we have new fields that need to be, I think, harvested. That's all that matters there, Mrs. Aussie. That's awesome. Not that her father passed away, but that she thinks that way of Mr. Aussie. What is over here? Oh, corn. Okay. Oh, cool. I just bought 2 fields worth of potatoes. That's sweet. What is number 27? Canola's in 25. Oh, cool. Nothing in 27, so I can sow that here in a little bit. Oh, yep, no. Do we need lime? And no, we have weeds, so we'll get the weeder. We'll get GolfCart Jockey's favorite tool here, the weeder. Got a sprayer that kills the weeds. Okay, so we got corn there, we got taters over there. Woohoo! Bombing away. Gonna have to make space for the root crop storage things. See if that doesn't crash the system. Yeah, sometimes it works that way, Rabbit Man. It does. It depends on the, it really depends on the person, I think. Well, that came up quick. That was weird. Why am I not moving? What's going on here? What is going on here? Something's not right. This thing's barely... oh. You dumbass. Couldn't figure out what was going on there for a second. There we go. Alright, so that's going. Yeah, I need to go get the potato harvester and get started harvesting taters, I guess. Oh, well, oh, okay, I gotta hit the switch over here. There we go. So on a lighter note, anybody got anything going on for the weekend? I try not to dwell too much on the past, and I find myself doing too much of that lately. It's not a good thing to do sometimes. Ooh, nope, really? Can't blame steering lag. There we go. Yeah, that's it, Rabbit Man. Yeah. Our kids are pretty decent. I mean, they're boys, so they're gonna raise a little bit of hell, but they only raise hell with each other. They don't go out and look for trouble with anybody else. You know, I don't want to say they're popular in school, but they don't have any enemies. They make friends. Instead of making enemies, which that I'm real proud of. There's no point in making enemies in life. It doesn't do anybody any good. And if somebody doesn't like your opinion, well, then that's that. They don't have to. I never use this thing. This thing's pretty cool. The oldest tries to butt heads with us once in a while, but that's because he's 17 or going to be. I had to show him, I had to shave, I had to teach him how to shave the other night. He's going to be 17 in a week. That was probably the high point in my life so far. The funny part is his 15-year-old brother's right behind him. So, instead of, you know, like, doing it for him, I showed him how to, I shaved in front of him and showed him the ropes, and I said, have at it, don't cut yourself. He did a pretty good job, though. Yeah, it's, I try not to let it bother me, but sometimes you gotta wonder. We unfortunately deal with that with Mrs. Tiny's youngest brother. We don't show any ill will towards him or hatred. But what he's doing with his life that's his choice. It's up to him to do what he wants to do. The problem is that because we wouldn't force the kids to believe or to pretend he's something he's not. To him, we're ignorant assholes, and we're trying to shelter the kids from reality. Well, the kids need to be kids before they need to learn about reality. And he shut us out of his life because of that decision. He flat out stated, if you're not going to respect your nephew's wishes, then we're not going to force them to respect yours. And that was that. He cut us out of our life because of it, out of his life because of it. And to me, that's no loss. It is what it is. If that's how he's going to act, then that's how he's going to act. And ain't nobody going to change his mind or his attitude. That's what he got for Christmas, Rabbit Man. A brand new set of disposable razors. It's alright, we got him the good kind. So, I don't have a normal trailer. Crap, I'm gonna have to go buy a normal trailer. Let's see here. Can't put potatoes in that other trailer there. Does that take taters? What do we got here that takes taters? Ooh, let's try the power push. That shouldn't fit in there. Standard manure spreader. Nope. Yeah, that's for sure. Muse, I don't know what you're trying to do, but you're pretty much doing it in the wrong chat. So, if you want to say hello, say hello. Why is that not showing up in the chat feed? That's weird. Has anybody else seen that in the chat feed? Who's this Muse person? M-E-W-S. I'm going to have to close out my video feed here. Reload it. What is it, Mrs. Aussie? Is that somebody just trying to spam the channel, or... We'll go standard tires, I guess. Oh, okay, so they're trying to say something they shouldn't be. Is what is what it is. I ain't worried about it. I don't care. That's what it is. It's just something weird. Alrighty. Probably a little bit of overkill here, but whatever. It's alright. They can go comment on one of my other videos and then I can just boot him. Yeah, I figured as much. I don't get too many of them. I figure I have more than enough moderators that if they come in here looking for trouble, they're going to pay for it. Well, I love them too. It's the first time I've seen, I didn't realize that YouTube stops it on the PlayStation. Nope, nope. Don't want to jackknife the trailer, it's a brand new. Alright. This doesn't really hold a lot of taters, does it? I thought this thing had like a... Didn't the one on 17 and 15 have a 20,000 liter capacity? I'm not digging this at all. Oh, okay, so... Somebody's watching me on the PlayStation Network, basically, is what it is. So all I see is a little devil there, purple devil or something. But I only see it on the TV. I don't see it on my chat stream. That's all. Whatever. Ah, okay. Get out of my taters, you birds. Let's see if I can hire a worker on this. Go check on everybody else that's doing stuff. Well, these AI workers are intriguing, to say the least. I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, they kind of do, they do work better. I just hate plowing, so... Still chilly across the pond there, Rabbit Man? I see you're a balmy 86 degrees there in Australia there, Mrs. Aussie, Fahrenheit. You guys are cooking over there. I'm not gonna lie, I'd trade that for what we got going on over here. But what is it, your summers are our winters, and then vice versa? Our summers are your winters? And people out there still claim the Earth is flat. It baffles the mind. Ugh. I think I'm going to keep this my tater field here. I like that idea. Oh, jeez. Well, hopefully it doesn't do too much damage. Everybody else wish we had our real air horns back. Yeah, no doubt. I hear that. Oh good, the canola is not up yet. So we can spray this field and get that taken care of. Yay! We haven't had really much snowfall here this year yet. We had a good, I don't know, 8 inches of snow here back end of November, beginning of December. And we've just had dustings here and there since then. We haven't really had a lot of stuff. I'm not complaining by any means, but... Alright, Rabbit Man, you take it easy. You get your rest, man, I mean it. You take care of yourself. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Ooh, ooh. Anytime, Rabbit Man. So I came home last night. I had to get some diesel fuel for the furnace. And I made the mistake and grabbed the coffee. While I was at it. So, another night wired beyond belief. And boys will be getting up here in a little bit. It's about another hour or so. No, I love my coffee, Mrs. Aussie. That's the problem. So I get a cup usually on the way into work, and then I'll if I really want another one, I'll have some at work. Which the stuff we drink at work is nasty. It's Maxwell House. I can't stand the stuff, but coffee's coffee when it's free. Usually I get my coffee from the local gas station. On the way into work. Any size is $1, so you can't beat that. Hey Reaper, what's going on, man? Welcome. Yeah, I hear that. Mountain Dew used to be mine, but that started that almost cost me my leg, so I had to stop drinking it. And you know what? I'm glad I did, because I'm way better off for it. Now it's milk, coffee, or water. That's pretty much it. I'll sneak a soda once in a while, but after not drinking it since April, I really don't have a taste for it all that much anymore. Between my job and drinking water, Mrs. Aussie, I've probably lost a good 100 pounds in the last year. Just from that. Might not look like it, but I feel it. It's a lot easier to move around. That damn soda was on its way to kill me. Back in April, I was diagnosed with an undiagnosed case of lymphedema in my left leg. And for years I was told, oh, it's cellulitis, you're fat, you need to lose weight. Well, okay, so they'd put me on antibiotics to kill the infection, and I get better, and a couple of years go by, and then it would flare up again. Then I ended up in the hospital, and they'd put me on more antibiotics, tell me the same thing. Well, I start this new job, and my leg really flared up. I ended up with an internal abscess on the back of my lower calf. by the time I went to the emergency room, it was already slightly gangrenous, and I had a slight case of, how did they word it? A slight case of necrosis. The flesh had started to die. The muscle tissue had started to die. And Mrs. Tiny, I gotta give her credit. She's the one that cleaned the wound out before I did go to the emergency room. And if I hadn't have done what I had her do, I would have been in the hospital and I would have been losing my leg within 24 hours. The crap that came out of it was I grew up on a farm, so I'm pretty used to seeing nasty crap. The stuff that came out of my leg made my stomach turn green. It was absolutely disgusting. And the surgeon that looked at it at the emergency room, he looked at it for like 15 minutes. He looked he packed the wound with gauze, cleaned it up, and he looked at me. He goes, "Who cleaned this out?" I looked at him and I said, "My wife." He goes, "She a nurse?" And I'm like, "Nope. The only time she's ever been in a hospital for anything is having kids." He goes, "Gotta give her credit. She did a damn good job." But yeah, I was out of work for almost a month because of that crap. Runners deal with it mainly, but yeah, my mother had to deal with that same thing, Mrs. Aussie. She had it all under control. I don't know about now, but why won't it fold up? There we go. Okay, go back here. Now I close the lid of the trailer. Oops. Oh, really? I thought they fixed this. Okay, they kind of did. The lymphedema is you get I don't know quite how to word it, but it's lymphatic fluid that builds up in the leg. Runners deal with it the most. It's like an acidic fluid, and usually if your circulatory system's working the way it's supposed to be, it circulates through your system and it filters out through your kidneys. Well, apparently my left leg has issues with circulation. So all that fluid was doing was sitting in my leg and building up and building up and building up, and my calf would swell to 3 times its normal size, and eventually it just got to the point where it internally got infected, and it was pretty nasty crap. Sorry, Reaper. No, way not good. It was way bad. But that's why I stopped right then and there. I stopped drinking soda, started drinking water, because that actually dilutes it, and it helps your system circulate it through your kidneys the way it's supposed to. And like I said, I'll sneak a small bottle of soda every once in a blue moon, but nowhere near what I used to. Nope, out of seed. He's full. Cool. Alright. Yeah, hell, I'll buy a small 20-ounce soda now, and half the time I don't even drink it all. It ends up in the garbage. I hate it when it does that. Alright, park this guy here. We'll let that guy finish this up. I think we're going to keep this as our tater field. There we go. Is that a type of soft drink over there, Mrs. Aussie? Ah, gotcha. Actually, that's what Mrs. Tiny got me hooked on. Well, not hooked on, but I don't particularly care for straight up water. But they sell these powdered flavor things at Walmart here in the States, and you know, we read on the box what's in it, and there's no sugars, there's no like granulated corn syrup type crap in it, so you know, if I'm thirsty, I'll drink straight up water. When I'm at work, if we're busy in the summer, that's all I drink is straight water. But we use that powdered stuff in our water, in our bottled water. It's pretty good. Keep losing track of what I'm doing here. I got so much stuff going on here. Okay, no, I didn't want to. Oh, damn it! Ah, autosave. All right. Let's see here. We gotta get over to this guy. We need more seed. Pull it up. We'll go pick up some more seed. I thought they had fixed that on this. Things weren't supposed to use. We have flavored water here, like Propel and whatnot, and vitamin water. And I've tried. I haven't tried the Propel, but the vitamin water is just straight up crap. It I don't know, to me it tastes like watered down Kool-Aid. It's like, if I'm gonna drink that, I might as well just drink regular water. Oh, you know what we used to do at the... I used to work for Market 32 now. It was Price Chopper years ago. On hot days when it was really busy, I worked in the food court years and years and years ago. And the deli, we'd take a bottle or a pot of water, and we would boil the water, and then we'd take ginger root and boil it in the water and then add lemons to it. Then we'd put it in the freezer for like 10 minutes. Oh my god. Gonna talk about good water. Wow. And it was all good for you. It was all natural. It was water, ginger, and lemon, and cut up lemons. That was it. It was actually one of the most refreshing drinks I have ever had. Save for taking water straight out of the hand-dug well at home when we were baling hay. And that thing was dug into ledge, so it was filtered and everything. They say well water screws you up. No, it don't. City water screws you up more than well water does. It's very good for you. Especially with the ginger root in there. Oh! Had a little zing to it. It's so good. You know what? After the cold I just had, Mrs. Aussie, I will take you up on that idea. I don't know what the hell the tech had the week of Christmas, but oh my God. First time in my life I was ever sick through Christmas. I was so pissed off. I managed to get the Saturday before Christmas off because one of the other guys had missed a day and he was going to be short 8 hours, and I looked at him and I'm like, if you want my shift on Saturday, I'll take a paid day off and you can have my shift. He's like, you do that for me? And I'm like, yeah, bro. And I started with a sore throat Sunday morning. I woke up Monday, I couldn't breathe. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I took off an extra day just so I could be at home with the wife and kids, and I'm sick as a dog. My older sister was sick for 15 years straight through Christmas. Every year she came down with the damn flu. And then finally at her 16th birthday she broke the streak. She was an day after Christmas baby. She was born on the 26th. She actually came home in a stocking that the nurses at the hospital had bought for her. Friggin' thing is about 4 feet tall. And my parents filled it all the way up till her 18th birthday. It was so funny. Of course, we were all a little bit jealous, but whatever. Wrong door. Actually, we don't need that open, so we'll close that. Come on, close. What's going on here? Here we go. Oh, that was weird. Okay, so let's look at these fields here. What do we need to do? We have weeds. Those need plowed. That's still plowing. Is there a cheap subsoiler in here? Ah, yes, there is. Well, that doesn't need a lot of power to move that. We would use the little pent for one of these guys. Let's do this. Is that right? 140 horsepower? I think the pent's got that much power. Where's my pent? There it is. Alright, Mrs. Aussie, thank you for popping in. I enjoyed chatting with you. Much appreciated. We'll catch you on the flip side. You have a good stream. Alrighty, Mrs. Aussie. I think we'll use a subsoiler on those two fields there. See what happens with it. Oh wow. Morning folks, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. It's kind of a cute little piece of equipment. I don't think I'll need anything on the front for counterweight. Definitely doesn't look like it. Let's go subsoiling. I'm gonna take a quick break, folks. I'm gonna hire a worker here so you guys aren't left just staring at a stationary tractor. I don't think this has any extension thingies on it. Nope. Okay. So we can just put this down and go to town here. I want to see how this works. Ooh, does that do both subsoiling and cultivating? That's cool. Is that how those are supposed to work? That's kind of neat. I like that. Nope. Oh, yeah, look at that. Cool. We'll have to put that online, but whatever. Alright, folks, I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. I won't be long. damn it, I missed it. Sweet. That worked out perfect. That's cool. Word up! We have taters. Awesome. Alright. I'm running out of room here. I'm gonna have to put up another shed somewhere. Ooh, there's a perfect spot right here. Let's unhook this here. And that's not me talking to you like your father either. Before you even try that. I don't know what your father said to you the last time he talked to you by yourself, but I know for damn sure I'm not treating you like him. Oh, perfect. That's going to work out awesome. Well, kind of it. A little, maybe. We'll see. Oh yeah, it fits. If it fits, it sits. Is it colliding with anything in there? Let's go take a peek. Perfect. Right about there is good. Oh, no, that's not going to fit in there. Damn. Oh. Oh, boy. Crap. There we go. Okay, so that's not going to go in there. That was a bad idea. There is a bit of a rise there. Damn it. Oh, what to do, what to do, what to do. I guess this can just stay out here. It's another place to put the T9s at. And just so you know, I miss farming with you and doing stuff with you, like you said last night. I ain't making that up. I miss participating in things with my wife. Oh, folks, that's going to be it for tonight. We're coming up on 2 hours. Got a lot of stuff going on here, and I actually got a lot of stuff done. So we'll get back to it tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe. So, on that note, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Thumbs up always help. If you want to share the video, please be my guest. Have at it. Comments, questions, and or suggestions are more than welcome in the comment section below. And we will catch you all on the flip side. Much love. Bye.